Shalom, shalom. All right. Shalom, shalom. All right. Let's try it again, man. Damn. uh, Shalom to the elect of Israel. I want to start off giving honor, glory, and praise and worship to our power. Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. Double honors to our apostle, our elder bishops, great millstone, rule well, teach you on sound doctrine. Strong shalom to the hopeful elect. Peace citation to the hopeful elect. Strong shalom to the apostle, elders of great millstone, rule well, teach you on sound doctrine. Strong shalom to the hopeful elect. Lost my train of thought. It's your brother Kadash, representing Jim Mills Branch here in Cleveland, Lord willing, to bring out another, Lord willing, to bring out an edifying lesson through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI, man. You know, and yeah, I just wanted to touch on this real quick. Salakia for the technical difficulties. All right, but we here. All right, and the title the spirit gave me was "It Will End Here." Simple as that. It will end here, and trust and believe. Boy, we wanted to end yesterday, yesterday. All right, and you gotta understand that one of the reasons too, there's many reasons why this America would be the ending example of what not to be, the ending example of what sin looks like and the results of sin, the ending example of of of, of what happens when you live in sin. All right, America is going to be made an example of what not to be when the kingdom of heaven is established on the earth. And uh, first you have to understand, right? Who's let me go here real quick. This is Job chapter 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, wherein who is he? All right, make sure it sounds good. All right, and all right. So the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So right now, the globe, the earth, the planet, all right, it's ran by a particular bloodline, a particular family, and that family, that bloodline is known as the Edomites. All right, the biblical Edomites. All right, who today would be known as the YT man. All right, the one who looked like the pale face, uh, the pale face monster. All right, that's running the earth. The pale face monster. That's the president of the United States. The pale face monster. That's on the dollar bill. All right, that's on your currency, and that runs the world. Okay, that's who runs. That's who the scriptures are talking about when it said the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. You have the wicked. You have three classifications of men: the sons of God, the sons of the wicked, and son of men. All right, sons of God would be the nation of Israelites, you black, Hispanic, Native, Seminole Indians. All right, the sons of men would be the nations, and the sons of the wicked would be the Edomites. Like I said, would be the pale face uh, uh, individuals who walk the earth today. And not everybody who has a pale face is an Edomite, because you have a speckled bird mingled amongst the nations, man, who are Israelites. Even the small, some of these tiny caps are Israelites, man. But nonetheless, all right, it's going to end here. It's going to end here, because the Lord, He set up the Edomite for a particular time frame to get particular things done on the earth, to purge the earth. Esau was set up to purge the elect of all their impurities and infirmities, man, or impurities, I should say. All right, that's why the wicked was set up to perfect the saints, man. Okay, because Esau is a sword. All right, and swords bring pressure. You know, all right. When somebody has a sword, it's pressure upon the individual on the opposing end, which is a flame, which is a fire. You know, so fire was put to the elect to perfect the elect. You know what I'm saying? And to expose the wicked. That's what it says in the scriptures. It says, so that the son of perdition will be revealed. All right, we had to fall away first. All right. So the wicked runs the world, but the wicked has a capital. So where's the capital of the wicked? The wicked place his seat, all right, where he orchestrates his dominance on the globe. You're seeing it in real time, right? If you didn't believe us in the past, well, what's your excuse now? You're seeing the dominance of America. When you go to Jeremiah, all right. Matter of fact, before I get Jeremiah, I'm gonna get that real quick. But let me get Isaiah real quick. This is Isaiah, chapter 63, and verse 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness is mighty to save. And this is talking about YAHWASHI. Who is this that coming from Edom? So the topic is Edom, showing you that the Edomites will be ruling today with dyed garments from Bozrah, right? It says this that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. This is YAHWASHI coming with the host of heaven to dismantle the fucking jail that we are currently in, known as America, man. Okay? This is one big jail cell from 5,000 miles of captivity, all right, of oppression, all right, for all the tribes. And that's just America, not the world, all right? We talk about the world as well, because Israel is oppressed all around the world, because Esau run the world. Lucky, that's what we're showing you. So, it says, who is this that coming from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah? All right, so Bozrah is a capital city, all right, and what they call the so-called Middle East, all right, Western Asia, all right. So Bozrah being the capital, the modern day Bozrah will be America. America, when you go into the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, one of them, I believe it's two of them, but if I'm not mistaken, but I know the IMF is located in Washington, D.C. The International Monetary Fund, matter of fact, let me do this for you real quick. Let me just show you what this is. Let me show you. You type in oh shit. What is the IMF? Let's just see what the chat GPT say. It says international. It says the IMF stands for the International Monetary Fund. It's an international organization that was created in 1944 during the Bretton Woods Conference with the aim of promoting global financial stability, economic growth, and international trade. See? So it promotes global financial stability. I believe America just pulled out of not NATO, but the WEF, the World Economic Forum. All right, I believe America pulled out of it. And one of the most controversial things is them pulling out of it, because America is one of the biggest and the most powerful influences and the most biggest when it comes to financial contribution in the WEF. And they just pulled out, if I'm not mistaken, when I was going into it. So the IMF International, dealing with international, meaning like an international or intercontinental ballistic missile. These are things that can reach go from one end of the earth, meaning a country or a state, to another country or a state. All right, you're dealing with a global, meaning the world, financial stability. The currency that dominates the earth is what? The fiat currency. All right, economic growth and international trade, dealing with nations, countries. So you're dealing with trade and commerce within the economy based off what? The different states and countries. You understand? This is the IMF's main goal are to what? Promote international monetary cooperations. So it's to promote international monetary, dealing with the finances, the corporation, the cooperation of how money is distributed amongst the earth, by providing a forum for discussions between countries on monetary and financial issues, ensure exchange rate stability. It works to avoid sharp fluctuations in currency values and helps countries stabilize their economies. So right. So if the IMF is located in Washington D.C., it ain't located in China, because China don't run it. It ain't located in Russia because Russia don't run it. It's located in America. Esau, the small tiny caps, they run it. Okay, and it deals with it works to avoid sharp fluctuations in currency values and helps countries stabilize economies. Right. So that's why you have the China man doing this and the Indian man doing that. But they're not. That's why they're. Hey, oh, that's the spirit, man. I gotta remember where I saw this. Uh, Man, so much coming out, bro. So much coming out over women. It was an article that came out said war. Damn, how'd it go? I gotta find it, Lord. Well, I could do a lesson on it because yeah, I gotta find it, man. I don't want to spoil it, but let's keep going. It says provide a financial assistance. The IMF offers short-term financial support to countries facing balance of payments problems. So you get the point. Oh, another one says these are 4 points: surveillance and advice. The IMF monitors the global economy and the economic policies of its member countries, offering advice to help prevent financial crisis. The IMF is located in Washington, D.C., which is America. America is spearheading the global financial department. So, with that being said, this is the capital. This is the place where the influence from financial stability, from a financial standpoint, a mental standpoint, from uh, 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 how one conducts himself, his morale, uh, his religion, right? All right, America spearheads in terms of religion. Okay, it pushes its influence on the whole earth. I told a brother the other day. I saw a clip. This chick, she had her. I think I don't know if she Arabic or whatever, but she was covered up, and it switched to her not being covered up with her breasts out and all these different things. She, how these women dressed on Instagram, and it is said in the caption. She put in the caption, uh, thinking like how I go something about her praising the fact that she's able to do this because she lives in America. She can't do that where she's from, okay? Because you got to remember, at one time the whole globe was dominated by our influence, the ways of righteousness to some degree. The fact that a woman covers up in the Islamic religion, all right, that comes from us. They didn't come up with that; that comes from us. All right, and so for many, like how the world operates comes from the mindset and the structure of the Israelites. The whole world is ran off that. But now the influence has been changed. Esau has his influence on the whole earth. America, it says the future for America. Damn, I can't remember that. Oh, I wish I could remember it. But a war will touch America. It will touch America. It's inevitable. Okay, you're dealing with the inevitability here, man. Okay, so the wicked runs the world, and it has a capital. America is the capital. I read Isaiah 63. It says, who's this coming from Edom with dyed garments for Bowser? Because America is the place where the Lord will execute his judgment. When you go to Revelation, it talks about, I think it was Revelation 6, judgment, righteousness, do he judge and make war? The Lord is coming to bring righteous judgment upon the soil of America because it's been done unrighteously. It's gotten unrighteously. I was just watching a little clip, or I got a screenshot of a native, a Gadite quote or something about the buffalo, how it was so many buffalo to the point that it was, and then Esau came in and you know what he did with the buffalo to the point he almost to extinction, man. Okay, so we go to Malachi. Let me see. Let me go to Malachi 1 real quick before I get that Jeremiah. Damn, book all messed up. Bear with me. This is Malachi 1 and 1. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, said the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, said the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. All right. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against the Lord, whom the Lord have, and the people against whom the Lord have an indignation forever. So Oh, excuse me. I ain't yarn at all until I turn this camera on. It's crazy. So the Lord just called Esau the border of wickedness, meaning the start and the end of all wickedness. So if the Edomite is currently running America, and if he's the start of wickedness, this is why the world is the way it is today. It tell you that let me show you that he's the wicked. I mean how dark this man is when you go to Malachi real quick. This Maccabees 1 and 9. And after his death, talking about Alexander the Great, they all put crowns upon themselves, his four generals. Well, his generals, I think, believe it's more than four, but it was four main ones. So did the sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. So, uh, you know, evils was multiplied on the earth when this man is in rulership, and it's talking about Antiochus Epiphanes, that wicked root, all right, that spearheaded this dominance in terms of wickedness, all right, that grew expeditions, you know what I'm saying? Like it grew at an expedited rate because of the influence that he had, all right, outside of his forefathers, but it was all right, pretty much still the same ordeal, all right. Uh, And like I said, America is where the influence over the whole globe is out of. You got the NBA. Not you got a Euro League. All right, you have you have McDonald's. You know, like Rome. Like again, just because this is Rome all over again. You have fast foods and restaurants. You have rap and all these other China rap, and all these are Israelites, right? But the influence is out of America, and you can see it dominated in these different cultures, and these different nationalities, and these different uh, countries, man. It's like I'm tired, man. So out of America, the influence you can see the influence. Matter of fact, let me see what chat say real quick. How much influence does America have on the earth? Let's see if chat keep it 100. It says short answer, a lot, but not total control, and it's shrinking compared to the past. Why? Because we're at the end. Yes, it has control, and it has a lot of control, but not like the past. That's why Trump said, "Let's make America great again." Never been great for us, besides when he wasn't here, when the tribes was here. Compared to the past, it says, here's a clear way to think about America's influence on the world, and it gives you different bullet points. One of them, it says the political and diplomatic influence, military power, economic influence, cultural influence, soft power. Talk about the American movies, music, tech, and all that, fashion, social media, shape global culture. English, the English language. In order to be a pilot, or the first language you must learn is English, right? We're not required to learn Chinese or Aramaic or Russian or this language. No, everybody must learn English. That's the common language. It says not technological influence, limits to U.S. influence. All right, so these are different ways that America has influence over the whole earth. Let's see what political and diplomatic influence. The U.S. has a huge sway in global institutions like the UN, IMF, World Bank, NATO, and WTO. I don't know what the WTO is. I gotta look that up. It has one of the largest diplomatic networks and often shapes international rules, sanctions, and alliances. See, so America has a big influence on the whole globe. So Yahweh just said he's the start and end of wickedness. So if he has a lot of influence on the earth, that means that there's a lot of wickedness on the earth because his influence is nothing but wickedness. The scriptures say he's estranged as soon as he's born. As soon as he's born, he speaks lies. He's estranged from the womb. All right, like it's no good thing in him. He says his right hand is the right hand of falsehood. Right, these things is attached to the enemy, man. These things are attached to the Edomite. So if these things are attached to the enemy, his poison is like a death. I forgot. Go He has poison that comes out his mouth, man. He spewed venom. All right, that's all he know is death. He is as death. His poison is like the death adder that stoppeth its ear. Roughly paraphrasing. Okay, it says the U.S. dollar is the dominant global currency used in trade, reserves, and debt. And it's you can't just out of nowhere pull out of that, all right? Because it has a dominance over the whole globe. Everything was shut down, and these people don't want to lose their influence and power and money. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to that Jeremiah. Just want to get a couple points and we close out, man. This don't have to be long. The point is really made. Just Jeremiah 50. This Jeremiah 50 and 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder? 5:22. A sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. Right, so a sound of battle is in the land. Right now, the prophets is blowing the trumpet. We're blowing the trumpet. It's different trumpet with different sounds. The trumpet with the alarm. Usually, when you go to what was it, Zephaniah or Zechariah, I used to get them mixed up. Either it's first or second. I think it's the second chapter, third chapter. Talk about a sound. It was different sounds in the land when you go into the scriptures. One for marriage and ceremonies and partying, and then you had different trumpets and sounds for war cries, battles. So right now we're blowing the trumpet of war. It's a sound of war in the land. It's a sound of battle is in the land. You see ICE doing it, ICE, ICE. That's one of the play words I like to use. ICE, ICE, like Esau, but ICE, right at the acronym. ICE is doing what they're doing. Call Allah YAHAWASHI, call Allah YAHAWASHI. We almost out of here, man. We almost out of here. Let's go. Let's turn it. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Cause they're going past warrants and all that. This is getting ugly, man. Let's go. Cleveland just had a crazy protest down. Look, man, let's go, man. Let's go. Let's go. So that's the sound that we're blowing in the streets. The sound of war. The sound of battle, man. Okay. And of great destruction is going to end here. Right here is America. Yeah, the earth. We mourn in the earth, but America is the great place of mourning. This is the great place of death, a shadow of death, as darkness is death, as darkness itself. That's what's described here, a valley, a shadow of death, a low land where no light shines, man. When there's no light, there's death. Okay? He says, the scriptures say he enlarges his desire as hell, man. Okay? Yo, which is the grave. This man's desire is to be expanded like death. He expands death on the earth. Okay, he pushed these different things on the earth, man. All right, who the hell? How you come up with the concept to put pork in toothpaste, to put pork in water? Nigga, how you got pork in water? Like, how do you got pork in clothes, nigga? Like, so this place, it's on the end here, man. All right, nowhere on the earth, if you just take a ketchup packet and you compare the ketchup packet to Russia's ketchup packet or to China's ketchup packet, it's going to have 1,000 ingredients in this America's ketchup packet versus this Chinese ketchup packet. Yeah, it's all darkness all over, but you're going to get the point. The point is that it has much more influence here than there. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? Right now you got Trump saying, what did he just say? He said, if you don't do this or that, we're gonna do this or that. Like he's threatening the country. Oh, military. He said he's gonna send the military in if you don't comply to his rules. If you don't like America, we're gonna send our military to make you comply, to make you like America. Oh, you want to get down with the program? Huh? We're gonna steal your president from your country. The hammer of the whole earth, not only through his military power, like we just read in the influence. It says short answer a lot about how much influence do America have on the earth. It said when the number 2, it said military power. It says U.S. has the strongest military on the earth by a wide margin. Hundreds of overseas bases, advanced tech, nuclear deterrence, and global reach. Right, because the countries make if America spearheads the currency, the countries have to opt in to that. So they have to also make contracts and investments into this place. So all this money was poured into this place. This is why America is able to distribute like they can and do this and that. One, also two, because they also print money out of thin air. So the dominance in terms of technological advancements in the military, they're going to be number one. Okay? Because of the money they can put into it. All right? So the military is the second one. All right? The military is the second one when it comes to how much influence America has over the earth. So it says, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? Right? A hammer beats things into submissions. It pounds on it. It smashes. It dominates, and it forces. But the Lord is saying, how is this hammer broken? How is it cut asunder? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? This is how you know it's not talking about ancient Babylon, which is modern day Iraq. It's talking about a new Babylon, which is America. The Babylon that's pushing the most witchcraft, the most wizardry on the earth that any country has ever had, even himself in the past. At that time, America, the one who runs the Edomites' influence was only according to the known world at the time. You know, it was only according to the known world at the time. But now, which is down is the Eastern Hemisphere, if you will. But now he's on the Western Hemisphere, and now he has access to the whole earth. That was the blessing promised to him in Genesis, the 25th chapter. And it's going to end here. America's the place where the Lord's judgment is going to be executed at its full potency. Okay? Scripture talking about Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. The Lord used Babylon, all right, so that its influence could be dominant on the earth like that. So the Lord can have a accurate reason to do what he's about to do to this place, man. He's not going. The Lord just don't move and just do things, bro. He everything is calculated and accurate, man. And it's truth. The Lord not just gonna bring judgment on America because it ain't wicked. He's bringing judgment to America because it is wicked. Damn, I was about to get I'm in Revelation 13. I forgot what I was about to grab. Damn. Because even in Revelation 13 and 12, talking about he exercises, all the power of the first beast, the Roman Empire. He had 10 vassal states, and then now he's stretched out. You got 28 plus alliances that's joint with this beast in NATO and the EU. America's the whore that ride up the beast. When you think about somebody that rides the beast, it steers the beast in which way it need to go. It has control of the beast. You know what I'm saying? So, damn, I forgot. This body is crazy. I'm going to read this since I am here. Revelation 13 and 10. He that leaveth into captivity should go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. So, and we're patiently waiting for this man to be taken out. And in order to be taken out, it had to be validation on his crimes that he committed. And that's what we're waiting for. That's why the scriptures say this in Numbers. Let me go here real quick. This is Numbers. Bear with me, man. My book is beat down. Numbers 35. Numbers 35 and 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. So this place, that's how you know this is the ending. He's the start and finishing He's the beginning and ending of iniquity. He's the man of sin. He's the man of darkness. He's the one that's the vessel for the spiritual demon Satan. He's the one used as wickedness to bring darkness at its greatest level on the planet Earth. Gross darkness to people. He the one that got a covering cast over the whole people. So this land is full of blood. Pursuing of Micah. Not Micah, but Nahum, the 3rd chapter. Woe to the bloody city. Death and destruction to the bloody city, man. Right? Who sell her families through her harlotry and you know, through her whoredoms. Right? She pimped us out, man. America pimped us out. Sold us to these nations for sex and other abominations. All right? For experiments and so forth. So the land can be cleansed but by him that shed it. All right? America, like you said, Isaiah 63, the Lord coming from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah. It ends here. We're not going into another captivity. We're not going 1,000 years, Esau get free. No, it tell you in Revelation 20, he was loose for a little season. This is the season. This is his little season, this little extra little extension to his empire that he has, that the Lord gave him to perfect wickedness on the earth. If wickedness is perfected on the earth, don't you think righteousness will be perfected too? Who upholds that? The Israelites, the elect. This is Revelation 17 and 6. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of martyrs of YAHWASHI. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. Right? Because it said, and I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints. The saints are the Israelites. The woman is America. And they're drunk with the blood of the Israelites, man, the blood of the elect. And so I saw that, matter of fact, when you go to Revelation 18, it says, the last verse, it says, and in her, talking about America, Babylon, was found the blood of prophets and of saints and of all that were slain upon the earth. So this place got to go. You see? This place got to go. This place got to go, man. When you jump back, again, Revelation 17:6, and I saw this woman drunken in it with the blood of the saints. Shalom, Zaquan. And all the brothers and sisters tuning in. The water for joining. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of the YAHWASHI. And when you go into that word martyr, it's linked to testimony. It's linked to prophecy. When you go into prophecy, it says testimony. You go into testimony, it says prophecy. You go into testimony, it says martyr. It's all linked. So showing you that by default, Esau wasn't going to be able to escape the crimes that he committed on the earth because the Israelites were in his possession. We saw his crimes, the saints. We saw his crimes that he committed against us and on the earth. And we're going back to the spirit world, whether he take us, unalive us and so forth, whatever. Whether we're alive or whether we're in the spirit world, we're complaining unto the Father about his crimes that he committed against humanity. Not just humanity, but the whole earth. Not just the whole earth, but against the prophets, against the holy men. That's why I started with Job 9:24. The covering cast over the whole earth, man. Right? His influence, him being the righteous, him being the most high, him being the angels, him being the way of light, him being, like, you know what I'm saying? The prophets and the preachers and this nigga, man. That martyr, because you're gonna have brothers that's gonna die for the truth, man. So it's all synonymous. So by default, he couldn't escape his fate, and he couldn't escape truth. Okay, because it's all connected. And it says, when I saw her, I wondered with grand admiration, because that's America. America, like I went into, well, I brought out First Maccabees about his. It says evils multiplied on the earth. His influence dominates the whole globe, man. All right, and then the people marvel at it because it's enticing to the flesh. It feeds the flesh, whether it's clothes, whether it's a mental thing, whether it's any. It's all about excess of lust here in America, and that's what when you see that, it's like this. I used to use this example in the past. My children when they're young, I have a strict diet on my kids, on my children when they're young, right? Especially my oldest two. Uh, and over time, what you see is what I peep. You know, you got natural sugars, you got artificial sugars. My children didn't know what artificial sugars was for a particular point, right? As much as we could, right? So, but then you give them a cookie, or you give them some type of thing that's not naturally sugar, like fruit. They go crazy. They're like, what the hell is this? You get it as a cookie versus a strawberry, they're gonna choose the cookie over strawberry. All right, they're gonna use the artificial sugars. They're gonna fall in love with the artificial sugars versus the natural sugars, because the artificial sugars feeds the flesh, and that's what Esau perfected. He perfected feeding artificial flavors unto the earth. That's why you have something called AI, artificial intelligence. But when you go into the book of Joshua, it's a landmass called AI in the ancient world, right? Or in the so-called Middle East, Western Asia, it's a landmass called AI. When you go into AI, it says heap of ruins. So this man has ruined you. It's a heap of ruins. All right, this artificial intelligence is a heap of ruins, man, until your very well-being, man. So you think this Lord? Do you think the Lord is going to allow this man to continue this? Now this nigga talking about he want to go to Mars and take this the same influence that he had here, right? You see, it's not working here. Oh damn, we need the people was the problem. No, nigga, you the problem. Your influence is the problem. You see, hey, let me get this real quick. Let me get this real quick. And I just got probably like 2 more verses and we can close out. But this is Sirach 10. And straight to the point, Jake know what I'm about to go to. Sirach 10. And because this is just proven, it's gonna end here. All right. This is the place where you stop. You're not gonna go to Mars, bro. You're not gonna fucking go to Venus and Pluto and all these fucking no, man. No. It stops here, man. This is Sirach 10. You ain't fucking going nowhere past America, dog. The Lord, like, hey, is enough is enough. Niggas, you got these false prophets talking about nigga gonna come back after 1,000 years, and then you got talking about Lord ain't coming for 1,000 years, and you got niggas talking about, man, this is Sirach 10 and 1. Wise judge will instruct his people. So a wise judge will instruct his people. You would think this nigga would be smart enough to do what his ancient forefathers did before him, and the other nations that was before him when they was dealing with us. You would think they would be wise and say, look, and invite the apostles down, you know, and have the apostles working for him. You know what I'm saying? But his greed has looked past all the ancient ways on how to properly go about certain things. Like prime example, I mentioned Antiochus Epiphanes. All right, the fourth. That nigga, when you go into the book of Daniel, bro, that nigga's like, shit, I ain't, man. He looked at the ways his forefathers was doing shit. He said, shit, look, this is what we're about to do. That's why I said it stirred up a wicked roots. It called him the wicked root. The whole fucking, no, Jake language is crazy. The remainder of the Maccabees basically is talking about Antiochus Epiphanes, man. You know what I'm saying? How much of an influence in terms of religion, mindset, culture, dominance that he had on the Israelites, man. And we're still the product of that to this day. That's called the Hellenization period, because the Greeks wasn't called Greeks back then. The Romans called the Greeks Greeks. They were called Hellenes. All right, they were called Hellenes. They called themselves Hellenes. That's why it's called the Hellenization period. Okay, the Romans, the ones when you go to Graci, they called the Greeks Graci, which translates to Greek, right, in the English tongue. All right, so that's a new term that was put on them by the Romans. All right, but they called themselves Hellenes. Okay, so when you go back again, Sirach 10. And one wise judge will instruct his people in the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so is his officers. So look at the state of the world. Look at the state of the world, right? Look at the state of the earth. So you got to look at the people. Then you got to look at who's influencing Esau, Edom. So are his officers. In what manner of the man, the ruler. In what manner of man, the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. Right. So the way the people so bugged out, Therefore, the rulers are bugged out. You think in the kingdom of heaven the people are going to be bugged out? No, they're going to have a righteous influence. So therefore, their lives will continue. They're going to prosper as well because they're going to take on the instructions of the Israelites, and the Israelites' instructions are the instructions of YAHWASHI outside. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited, man. So an unwise king destroyeth his people. So therefore, this his people, this capital, America, it ends here. It ends here, man. I might do a part 2 to this because we covered a lot of just basic things in terms of who the enemy is, Esau, Edom, and just how he, some of the things that we brought out. Just wanted to make sure. All right, let's just get two more, and then we probably do a part 2. Ezekiel 22, and it ends here, man. This is Ezekiel 22. And 20, as they gathered silver and brass and iron and lead and tin into the midst of the furnace to blow the fire upon it to melt it, so will I gather you in my anger and in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you. Right? So the Lord is getting ready to melt you. Right? He's right. You have the saints in your possession, therefore the Lord is going to melt you. Right? He's going to take the saints out of your possession. Right? You've stolen the jewelry of the Lord, man. And you stored them and you hid them in America, all over the earth, right? But majority of the jewelry is here in America, and the Lord is coming to gather and collect his jewelry and put it into one piece so he could wear it like this. Can you imagine this being broken up and spread all over the earth, and me going to different countries and getting each ball? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me see. 1, 2, 2, 4, 6. I think I got 6 of those big ones on here. Going to get these, these crystal balls, these silver balls, and then, you feel me, going to get the different pieces and gathering them and bringing them together and wear them, bro. You feel what I'm saying? So, right, that's what the Lord says he's going to get ready to melt it. And we close out with this, man. Revelation 18. All right, it's Revelation 18. It says, and 1, it says, and after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. So Babylon the great is talking about America, man. The ancient Babylon never it fell, but it never got consumed by fire. Right? It never got consumed by fire. It still stands today. It's the modern day Iraq. So the Lord said, Babylon the great, Babylon is fallen. All right? And that's our prayer every day. The Lord said, he said, make not haste. He said, give him no rest until you make Jerusalem a praise on the earth, man. You see? Day in and day out, we pray to the Lord that he destroy this place, man. Because look what it done to our people. Look how our women act, man. Look how the men act. Look how the children act. A nigga want to stay here and take vacations and shit and get a big-ass house. Like that's going to soothe the pain and ease the pain. You feel what I'm saying? Niggas got all type of sicknesses and shit. Don't you understand that in the kingdom to come, ain't going to be no sicknesses? The so-called white man, Esau Edom, has convinced you that heaven is not real. He convinced you that the Lord is not real. He convinced you that you're not real. He stole your identity and told you don't have an identity. You call yourself black. You call yourself Native American. All this shit, man. And you okay with that. And then here I am. We come along and tell you, hey, man, the way you living is actually wrong. Do it this way. And you look at us like we fucking got a problem, man. Like we something wrong with us. Because you've been conditioned to think like a white man, bro. You've been conditioned to think like an Edomite, man. You've been conditioned to hate yourself. And this is what Trump talking about when he got on the podium. He said the prophets of doom. Who you think he was talking about? Like, bro, this shit is real life. This is real shit. And blood is being spilled on the streets. And when blood is spilled on the streets, there's no going back until a change is in place. Literally, when blood is spilled on the street by the government officials, bro, it's no going fucking back, bro, until the president, until the one who's authorizing the crimes, the ones who's authorizing the shedding is taken out of the fucking way. And who's gonna be taken out of the way? Who's gonna take the president out the way? And the president, he's low on the totem pole. He's just the face of the ones controlling everything. Right? Who's gonna take this nigga out the way, man? Not the China man. He's gonna be used to execute the vengeance, a part of it, but the Lord gonna take him out the way. We ain't got no fucking power. Jake always talking shit, man. What about them niggas in Chicago that was talking about, yeah, ICE coming here, we gonna do this and that? Man, we got brothers all through Chicago, and y'all and niggas ain't seeing y'all do shit, man. Y'all niggas talking all that shit because niggas is scared for real. Niggas don't even know how to shoot. Why you think Jake shoots sideways and shoot the way that, man, Esau is a trained hunter, man. A white man, that's what he do. He hunts. Bro, I get a story, a testimony. One nigga we work with, he was talking about he going to the paint gun, to shoot paintballs. And the one nigga, he said he modified his gun. He said he modified his gun. A real AR into a paintball gun. Come on, man. These niggas hunt. They getting ready to hunt you, Jakes, man. For sport. They hunt for sport. He's a cunning hunter. So what are you going to do? The Lord is making it where you have no choice but to call upon him. But this is the thing. The world don't know him. They didn't give their time to the Lord, man. They didn't spend no time with the Lord, man. They don't know him. Why the fuck would I say to you, boy? I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming here for my people. And then when we say the Lord deals like that, why? They know niggas act like that. And when we say the Lord deals like that, it's a problem. It's a weird thing. Hey, it ends here, man. You understand? Hey, it ain't no going back. It ain't no retirement plans. It ain't no fuck this place, bro. Ain't none of that shit, bro. For real, bro. The Lord about to, hey, look. I'm gonna do a part 2 to this, man. Lord willing, this is edifying. Cause we gotta go into how the Lord gonna melt this place. We gotta go into what the Lord gonna use. We're gonna go into, Lord willing, bring out way more. Just cover the bases, man. Lord willing. Cause we at that time, bro. We fed up. We're at the time of recompense. We're at the time of salvation. We're at the time of healing. We're at the time of peace and rest, man. But first, this last bit of turmoil has to happen. The last hour of pregnancy is the worst. When the baby about to be born, it's the worst. It's the worst pain on the planet. And that's what you're seeing happen on the earth. That's why people was fucking losing their mind. That's why things are happening like they're happening. Because of them birth pains, and we're about to be delivered. The baby is about to be born, man. So Lord willing, is edifying. I'd like to give all honor, glory, praise, and worship to our power again, man. BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. Double honors to our apostle, the bishop, great minister, we will. Peace, citation to the hopeful leg, man. Until next time, waffle like ball, Bob, ball, Shalom. Hey, and again, I'm gonna do a part 2 to this, Lord willing. Shalom.